Hi everyone, thank you for participating in the Institute Goals and Priorities recorded training. My name is Saya Powell and I work on the National Institute Operations team, and I'm looking forward to talking through this session with you. This session is going to lay the groundwork for your work this spring and most importantly this summer. The purpose of this session is to get you acquainted or reacquainted with the Institute goals and priorities. Please note that you will definitely be engaging in Institute-specific goals and priorities conversations with your Institute management team and Director of Institute Operations throughout the spring and summer. Thanks again for joining, and let's get started. We're going to get started by touching on some standard structures that exist across all institutes so that we can make sure that even though we are 9 institutes and 2 merged program pilots strong, we are all on the same page about what our big picture institute goals are. First and foremost, our big goal for all core member training is student achievement via core member and staff member effectiveness. It is important to call this out because it helps us remember that we are all on one larger team that is united in our efforts and ensures that we don't lose sight of our common goal of student achievement regardless what city and university each of you will be moving to this summer. Some of you have spent several years working at Institute, and for some of you, this will be your first Institute as a staff member. I'm going to run through a brief review of some basic Institute structures to make sure we're all comfortable with the key terms that will be tossed out throughout your training this spring. To start off, you'll see some Institute structures listed on the screen, as well as their definitions. Take a minute to match these terms up with the definitions listed below. Now let's take a look at the answers. Did you match up the correct structures and definitions? If not, please jot down any questions you may have about these terms to ask your DIO following this training. It's not important that you memorize every staff member's vision of excellence or that you can recite each strand of the TAO framework. What's important is that we see the connections between the day-to-day actions you and everyone else on staff takes and student achievement. Let's take a few minutes to talk about these connections now. Whether or not this looks familiar to you, please take a minute to look over this diagram. This illustration is designed to show the connection among all of the staff and structures most important to our Institute work and our ultimate aims. As you can see, our ultimate aims are the most important components we are working toward. Our ultimate aims are student achievement during the summer and student achievement in the regions. This is the crux of our movement. Based on the diagram, how do we get there? What allows us to reach student achievement? If you're thinking core member effectiveness, you are right. Core member effectiveness is the key lever that will lead to student achievement. If our core members are using the best tools and strategies in their classrooms, their students will learn and succeed. It's also the thing that we as ops staff members have the strongest connection to. You'll see staff member roles listed in this diagram. These staff members are included here because instructional staff ensure core members have the correct knowledge, skills, and mindsets to be effective beginning teachers. Through targeted instruction and support and strong leadership, they will indirectly impact student success. Operations staff also have a significant impact. We have a direct impact on both the instructional staff and the core members. We make sure their basic needs are met so they can spend more time thinking about instruction. This impact can be seen through efficient operations at the university and school sites. You may be wondering how visions of excellence fit in. The visions of excellence are what guide us, as well as all other staff, in planning our actions. Visions of excellence also serve as roadmaps, helping us determine what success will look like and where we want to be, and providing a starting point for the actions we will need to take to get there. Last but not least, we come to our core values. It is no accident that these are located at the bottom of the illustration. As you know, they are the underlying principles that guide all of our work. They serve as a guide that allows us to reflect upon our actions and ask, is what I'm doing pushing our movement forward? They are shared across summer staff, full-time staff, and core members, giving us a common language and a shared way of operating. Thanks again for your participation in this session. We've talked about big picture Teach for America and Institute goals, as well as some common Institute structures. As we close out, please take 5 minutes to reflect on your own personal goals for the summer, and your manager will come back to these with you in a future check-in.